Open world games, a genre that has provided players with expansive virtual worlds to explore. These games give players the opportunity to venture beyond linear storylines and predetermined paths, allowing them to navigate the environment at their own pace. Its strength lies in its ability to create living, breathing worlds that feel authentic and responsive.
You are dead meat! I want to apologize.
From the joys of discovering hidden corners of vast landscapes to the satisfaction of forging one's path through a virtual realm, open world games provide an immersive playground for creativity and exploration. It has revolutionized the gaming industry by offering players unprecedented levels of freedom and has led to the creation of some of the most memorable video games that have redefined the genre over and over again. In 2017, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild did just that. But with the release of its sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, the question is asked, how does it hold up in 2023? Let's find out. Let's find out.
You have need of me to defeat Calamity Ganon.
Listen, it's not that I need you. I just think that together we'll have a better chance to defeat.
However,
this rude mother.
I know I play the biggest part in helping that that little knight with the darkness-sealing sword, correct? Well, if he loses his confidence after seeing me in action, don't come crying to me.
Shut the fuck up. This ain't the Legend of Rivali. This is the Legend of Link. God damn it. Now, in many traditional open world games, you, the player, are given the freedom to explore the world, but are provided with a structured narrative. Whether it's markers or waypoints flooding your map with all sorts of side quests, collectibles, enemy camps, fucking hairdressers, I mean, shit. Ubisoft is a great example of this. They have mastered the art of just covering your map with all sorts of bullshit. Oh my I've looked at walls more interesting than this map. But it's not just them. Even good games like The Witcher 3 suffer from this. Oh shit. By the way, boy, ain't no damn. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it can lead to a greater sense of linearity in a world meant to be open, which ends up feeling more like a background to the actual experience, which to a certain extent does not exist in a game like Breath of the Wild. The game transcended the ordinary and turned the concept on its head. Rather than holding the player's hands, the game presents players with a profound freedom of choice. It basically said, this is your main objective. You can do it now, or you can do these 4 first, and on the way to these 4, you can do all of this. This does not include enemy camps, Sheikah Towers, side quests, towns, collectibles, and so on. The absence of numerous markers doesn't mean that the game lacks direction or purpose. Instead, the game trusts the player's ability to navigate the world and discover it for themselves. It places a strong emphasis on player agency and choice, presenting players with a wide array of options and paths to take, allowing them to make decisions that have meaningful consequences. Climbing is fun for 5 seconds. But without that stupid fucking bird's ability, oh my fucking... Now, this might mean that objectives and storylines aren't always clearly spelled out, but it does encourage the players to explore and discover the game's world and the game's narrative on their own terms, creating a more personal and immersive experience. Each player's journey becomes a unique adventure that reflects their own individual decisions, preferences, and playstyles. It encourages players to embrace the unknown, take risks, and truly make the experience their own. Now, while the concept of freedom is central to the game, it's the seamless integration of this freedom with the game's mechanics that truly sets it apart. Although they may seem basic at first, once combined, they elevate the gameplay to an entirely different level. Survive the brutal environments or increase your stats with the ability to cook any meal you want. No longer must you find hearts or carry potions in order to heal yourself. The ingenious idea of burning grass, not that kind of grass, to create an updraft for gliding from a flat surface adds another layer of depth to the gameplay. The influence of the weather, like rain, causing slippery surfaces and hindering climbing. During a storm where metal armor and metal swords get struck by lightning, something that can affect both the players and the enemies alike. All of this adds to the immersive experience. However, the game's mechanics expand far beyond this with the introduction of the Sheikah Slate, granting you abilities like moving metal, manipulating time, or create blocks of ice. I mean, shit, you have a round bomb and you have a squared one. Holy shit. But one of the most advanced technological statements that Nintendo has made with Breath of the Wild comes in the form of the camera. Yeah, 10 out of 10. F the dog. These mechanics open up countless possibilities for puzzle solving and strategic gameplay, and form the very core of what made Breath of the Wild the huge hit that it is. It's very reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid 5, where one fight can be tackled multiple different ways. If like you take that one fight and you make a whole game out of it. It is these gameplay elements and mechanics that almost complete Breath of the Wild. Now, combine all of this with a brilliant fucking story. Holy shit! The story follows Aang, who wakes up from a 100-year slumber, to all of his former allies dead, and Link. The story follows Link, who wakes up from a 100-year slumber, to all of his former allies dead, going to all 4 regions and learning the 4... It's Avatar. It's basically Avatar in Zelda. And I love it. The narrative innovation enhances the gameplay by making Link's journey of rediscovering his memories mirror the player's own experience. The player basically becomes one with Link, progressing through the story and mastering the game's mechanics. The most impressive thing about this version of Link is that canonically he's strong enough to defeat Ganon the moment he wakes up, half naked. Unlike most open world games where the characters are already established, whether it's knowing the world or knowing the people around them, Link, much like the player, does not. Because he forgot. He's also like over 100 years old, so props to him for becoming the oldest Link in history. It is here where the game achieves an exceptional level of player engagement and emotional investment, by intertwining freedom, mechanics, and narrative into an innovative manner. In essence, Breath of the Wild stands as a testament to Nintendo willing to push boundaries by granting players true, unprecedented levels of freedom. It's not merely a game, it's an interactive journey that empowers the players to forge their own path. The game doesn't have to force you to explore, it just naturally makes you wanna do it. And then Tears of the Kingdom came out. Better traversal, more diverse landscapes, even more diverse dungeons, better towers, more enemies, better shrines, more bosses. I mean, it is just one hell of an experience. Better abilities, ascend, holy how I have lived 22 years of my life without being able to ascend. I don't know how. It is such a game-changing mechanic that I started looking for it in other video games.
Oh my god, do I miss ascending? Head upstairs. Imagine if I could ascend. Oh my god, imagine if I could ascend. Ascend! Okay, so strategically, if I were to ascend right here, I could... What the fuck?
Koroks are still annoying, but now I get the chance to torture them? Breath of the Wild goes down by 2, and Tears of the Kingdom takes a 10. Seriously, fuck that dog. Breath of the Wild, a game that provides us with a breath of fresh air from your classic Zelda titles, and Tears of the Kingdom, a game that provides tears. Tears of the Kingdom shits on Breath of the Wild, but it also makes sense. Although Breath of the Wild is known to be one of the top games on the Switch, you gotta remember that it was held back by the Wii U's hardware. But now that Nintendo is finally able to spread its wings properly, they have shown us what the Switch is truly capable of. Now, although Tears of the Kingdom looks like the game Breath of the Wild wanted to be, it isn't perfect. The sages... I go more into detail in my Tears of the Kingdom review. But to summarize, Elden Ring's summon ability, who you have to chase around just to borrow their powers. Unlike Breath of the Wild, where it feels like you earn those powers, Tears of the Kingdom makes you feel like you're renting them. Oh, also did I mention that you have to chase them around? Oh, but you can whistle. Who the fuck? Now when it comes to the story, I enjoyed the story of Tears of the Kingdom a lot less. They did structure the game story like Breath of the Wild, but applying it to Tears of the Kingdom does show a lot of the flaws in that structure. Link in Breath of the Wild, like I said, mirrors the player. Discovering the story with him adds another layer of consistency to his character. It doesn't in Tears of the Kingdom. In Breath of the Wild, every time something shocked Link or surprised him, I felt the same. In Tears of the Kingdom, I just started calling him a fucking idiot. The freedom to be able to do what you want does expose some inconsistencies. I discovered all the memories and found out what happened to Zelda before visiting the 4 regions, which means that Link technically already knows what happened to her. And yet, when I continue the main story, every time we encountered the fake version of Zelda, Brody was acting like he did, like... What? Freedom given to the player in Breath of the Wild works as a double-edged sword in Tears of the Kingdom. But to answer the question I asked at the start of the video, Breath of the Wild, while being inferior to Tears of the Kingdom in almost every way possible, still offers an unmissable gaming experience. It deserves to be encountered at least once, especially if you haven't experienced either of the games. Because playing Breath of the Wild grants you an opportunity to better understand and appreciate the remarkable transformation that Tears of the Kingdom brings to the table. Not only in terms of its expansive map, but also in its designed mechanics and innovative features. Appreciation. You appreciate Tears of the Kingdom a lot more once you've completed Breath of the Wild, which makes it an experience still to be had. I give Breath of the Wild a 3.5 out of 5. I know that might sound crazy, but you gotta remember, Breath of the Wild did not get worse. It's just that Tears of the Kingdom is so much fucking better. Once again, on my IGN shit, no one's stopping me. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment if you want to have a discussion about it. If you missed it last video, I announced that we have a Discord server now, so if you want to talk to me and a couple other people, make sure to join. Link in the description. And yeah, was that it? I believe so. Thank you once again for watching. Now I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. I don't know why the fuck that was so awkward.